Okay, if you're UK based, you will have seen today that in a lot of the news that there has been a report published by the Cardiovascular Society about the impact of steroids on the cardiovascular system and the growing number of young men reporting with these issues. And obviously the media's got hold of this, not handled it particularly unbiasedly, and now the whole user community is up in outroar about how steroids don't kill you, this, that and the other. Now, this happens every time there is any sort of media exposure on steroid use. Now, particularly within the UK, users are concerned about the legality of the drugs. They panic that their legality will change and they'll be made criminal because of this media exposure. This media exposure is not going to change the legality of the drugs, all right? Media outlets are renowned for sensationalistic reviews. They do it because they want viewers, they want to sell newspapers. I've had several media outlets contacting me today asking me to be on interview, and their angle was, we want someone who's a user who doesn't use anymore because they suffered side effects, and I basically have told them to get fucked. If they want an open, honest and level, balanced discussion, I'm more than happy to get involved. But if they want me to solidify or support a biased view that all these drugs do is cause problems, I'm not going to be one that's going to participate. However, that doesn't change a particular problem that's arising, and it's actually arising within the user community. Because we are in general a bunch of fucking retards. Why is that? Right. At the moment, there is no indication of any legal status change. Every advisory committee to the government is saying do not change the law regarding personal use. There's no need and it's ineffective. The government knows this and accepts this. There is a little bit of pressure to improve enforcement of existing laws, which mean there may be a little bit of a surge on trying to find labs or supplier. However, the police are under massive budget constraints, so therefore chances are they're going to target labs because they want to get the biggest return for their expenditure in regards to success of a case. But that's as far as it goes. However, every time the media publishes anything that's in any way slightly sensationalistic, the user community goes nuts. And they respond by going too far the other way. Coming out with shit like, oh, they're just safe. Oh, it must be because of coke use. It must be because of recreational drugs. Or what about tobacco and smoking? Well, actually, there are long-lasting, long-running and very heavily financed campaigns to stop people drinking, to become more drink-aware, and to stop smoking. We have a dry month promoted by the government. We have a non-smoking day promoted by the government. So, you know, there is pressure there, and there is interest there, and there are strives, but we're so used to it because it's every day, we've become a bit numb to it, and it doesn't really shock us anymore. Look what's happened to cigarette advertising. Look what's happened to cigarette packets over recent years. They're not even on display anymore. So, you know, there is a large amount of regulation regarding those two items. Yes, they've not made them illegal, but they have done their best to try and control them. Now, when we as a community start jumping up and down about how safe these things are, that actually does encourage usage. But it encourages responsible usage. And that's what will cause a law change. The law won't change unless there's massive amounts of social pressure to change, and then it will only change as a PR move in order to satisfy the general public and voter. The more people that get fucked up, then the more people are going to stand there and go, oh, well, it wasn't me, it was the drugs, because obviously that's what we always do. You know, when we fuck ourselves up with the drug, we never take responsibility, we blame it on the drug. The families of these people are going to be very much the same. They're going to campaign for the banning of these drugs because they don't want to think that precious little Johnny fucked himself up because he was a dick. The medical community are going to raise awareness because obviously they're going to see a greater strain on services and more people coming from the door requiring medical support. So if us as a user community want to remain and keep the freedom of use that we have, where the fact that these drugs are not illegal, then what we need to do is sort our own houses out. We need to protect ourselves by protecting our community. We protect our community by promoting health first. We protect our community by advising sensible dosages. But stopping all the bullshit with the pros does this crap. Because in most cases, the only people that know what the pros fucking do are the pros. And actually, most of the doses that you hear are fucking exaggerated to fuck. Yes, there are those that do extremes, but there are also a lot that don't do a great deal. So, if in the UK we are so concerned about protecting our right to use these drugs freely and for them not to be criminalised, then we need to start protecting our fellow users. Because that's what will drive legality changes. It won't be the media and bullshit stories in the press. They've been going on for the last 10 years and had no impact whatsoever. It will be the rising number of people suffering health implications. And it is rising. And it's rising rather rapidly. And we've not even reached the peak. This is just the tip of the iceberg, what we're seeing at the moment coming through. So how do we stop this? We keep each other safe. We take responsibility for our usage and we help those around us. We promote safe usage at safe doses and we promote hard training and a healthy diet and we stop all the bullshit of up the dose. Because it's those actions and this constant excuses. These drugs are not safe. Fact. Yes, the usage and the side effects can be managed quite efficiently. And if you're aware of potential problems and you take heed of your health and you do regular blood checks, then you can use these things for a very long time and probably get away with very little impact on your health whatsoever. But that does not make them safe. It makes them manageable. And by reacting the way we do when we get negative press, and blaming it on everything else. Oh, it's coke use. Oh, it's alcohol. Oh, it's this. It's because they're doing this. It's because they're doing that. No, it's not. Yes, those factors do play a role. And yes, there are people that have fucked themselves up by mixing drugs and polymer drug use and alcohol use. But there are also a number of people that fuck themselves up and haven't done all that. And it's just the drugs. Because they just don't know any different. It's our responsibility as a community to educate fellow users and keep them safe. Because if we don't, it's them that will fuck it up for everybody. The government will respond to social pressure. It will respond to families campaigning for the banning of these drugs because little Johnny hurt himself. And it will respond to the NHS coming under more pressure because of a drain and pressure on their services because of users falling ill. So if we want to stop that, we need to keep each other safe. It's that simple. You want to keep your freedom of drug use, then you must help each other out. There will always be dicks. There'll always be knobheads who take too much. But you know, if they know no different. A guy messaged me the other day, his first cycle was 1700 meg of test a week and fucking something like 60 meg of D-ball a day. What the fuck? Oh, and no PCT. That's not an isolated incident like it used to be. That is commonplace. These are one-offs. This is happening a lot. Guys taking tren on first cycle. Guys going well over a gram on first cycles. Not PCTing. All sorts of stupid stuff going on. Just coming off and then wondering why the fuck. Alright? So the more we can spread safe usage and correct usage, the longer we will enjoy the freedom of use. The government doesn't want to ban this shit because it serves no purpose for them. It creates a problem. It means that the police are going to have to start dealing with it. They tried this with marijuana and it blew up in the face. They haven't got the resources, they haven't got the knowledge, and they haven't got the time. They don't want to be tied up dealing with petty little shit to deal with some guy that's got 2 vials of test than they do with more serious crime and more effective crime for the community. So the police don't want a law change. And I don't think really the government do. It isn't really serves any benefit to them. It ties the courts up with expensive court proceedings, which is going to get no real outcome at the other side and of no benefit to really anybody involved at all and just cost money. But they will respond to social pressure. So, you want to keep safe if we want to keep using. Both, obviously, from a health point of view, but also from a legal point of view. Look after each other, guys. You know?